So how to build a network of contacts in Canada? Click here the subscribe button and set up the alert if you want. And if the content of this video is useful, let us know by clicking the like button. You do what you do in other places too. That's how you start, but then things get very different. Let's see. So where it's the same thing as back home? Well, you're gonna look for contacts wherever you can. Like look for introductions, somebody that may know somebody that may introduce you to the person you want to meet at a specific business. You may be thinking about joining an industry association because then you are kind of one of them, you're part of the team in a way, so it's always easier to have a peer-to-peer conversation. If you are part of the association, you're trying to sell to somebody who's also in that association, that's always easier. Go to events and also do your outreach campaigns and emails and looking for people on LinkedIn. It's something that a lot of people are using these days, right? And that's all fine. That's probably what you do back home, and that's what you do here too. Where it gets complicated is, okay, what do you do once you are in front of somebody in Canada? That's where things can be very different, okay? So let's make sure here you understand how Canadians like to be approached and how things are conducted in that initial approach so that you maximize your returns. The first thing that people try to do when they have in mind when they, oh, okay, I got a meeting, so now I'm gonna go there to convince them to deal with me. I'm gonna go there to demonstrate my capabilities, why I'm good, why my firm is good. I do not advise people to use that approach. Like once you get a meeting with a Canadian, try to build your network of contacts in Canada. Do not try to demonstrate your capabilities, why you're good, and try to convince people to deal with you. This is why. When you may think that walking people through your background, getting to know you, getting to know your business, that's gonna lead to them trusting you right away. That may not happen. Okay, let's see first why it works back home. It works back home because people already have the context. When you start to lay out, when you start to tell the story of your background and why you're good, people already understand. They say, okay, sure, oh yeah, you work there, so I know that. Oh yeah, you deal with this company, so great reputation, they're very good. So people already have the context, right? And even without thinking about it, they're already receptive to your story the way you're telling it. But here, you're gonna be at a different context. Remember, if you're an immigrant entrepreneur in Canada, if you're a foreign-born business person in Canada, here things are different. You are in a different context. Well, the first problem is to assume that you already know their side, right? So that's not always true. Your demonstration may miss the mark. You may be selling a solution to a problem that they don't have. You may be talking great things about your background, your business, about something that's not important to them at all. And worse, you may not be showing a good understanding of something that is really important to them. So trying to go for a presentation and a convincing effort without understanding the other side, that can backfire very quickly. It also very likely, all your efforts, all the evidence that you're presenting, very probably is going to be met with a lot of skepticism. People are going to be, okay, I can see you're presenting evidence of your success here, but that is in an unfamiliar reality. So how do I, as a Canadian, how do I know that what you did to get to that level of success back home is the same type of stuff you'd have to do here? I don't know. Do you have family connections? Is that a more corrupt environment? Or is the competition really different and that's why you differentiated because of a specific approach, but it's really not you that are that special, but your competition may be very weak? So when you don't know a context and a reality, you may not assume that, oh great, if it worked in that place that I know nothing about, it's going to work perfectly here. I don't think that's how people think. So one thing that does work better, instead of you generating more questioning than conviction in the person, because the more arguments you present about your success back home, you're emphasizing that unfamiliar reality in the brain of the people that is listening to you, and they may be ending up with more questions than clarity. Be very careful with that. So how do you actually approach then a person in Canada as you are finally given the opportunity to be talking to them? 3 very simple things. The first thing, of course, they want to know who you are. So you go very quickly through your background information, emphasizing your track record, right? It's very important to emphasize the track record, results that you were able to deliver, your business was able to deliver, with numbers preferably. We improved this by X%, we reduced that by Y% in companies exactly like yours. Here's the evidence. Companies of similar size and companies in the similar type of activity. That is very powerful, but don't spend too much time on that. It's not a sales pitch. You went to this meeting just to build your contact, build your network, right? So you're, of course, telling them a little bit about yourself, and you're catching their attention by sharing a little bit of your background, right? But then the second question people are going to have is, why you are in Canada? Why did you come here? Usually it's not a very good thing just to say, oh, because I have this great product and service and I notice in Canada nobody is selling this at the same quality, at the same price, so I want to sell here. People don't like to be asked just for their wallet. It's not just about, oh, come buy from me because I have this great thing. Typically you need to offer a little more. People want to see that you're coming to Canada for some, let's say, more noble reasons. Okay, why you're coming to Canada? Why Canada is attractive to you personally and to your business? Oh, because it's a great innovation ecosystem, because the country has great trade agreements with many countries in the world, because it's a country that has very stable rules and regulations, a very strong economy. So in other words, you need to articulate why Canada is attractive to your business. And then give a little bit of a hint about what are your Canadian plans. People like to see that you have a long-term view. It's not just about, okay, I'm here to make a few sales and I'm going to disappear. No, why you're going to be in Canada in the long term? Oh yeah, we're here because it's important for our business to have this international sales hub or this international innovation hub. We know you have great talent, which is very important for the sustainable growth of our company, and we want to establish an operation in a place that there is an abundance of talent. Whatever may be the reason, but you need to connect what you're trying to do with something special about Canada. When you do that, people will be listening to you. And finally, now you explain who you are and why you are in Canada, but people will be very curious. They say, wow, you connected with me, why me? Why do you want to talk to me about this? And it's never like, oh, because you're well positioned, you can introduce me to people that can buy from you. That's, you know, that you shouldn't be doing this, right? What can be very helpful here is when you say, I'm connecting with you because you have the expertise in this specific thing that we work on very well back home. But you know what? That's back home. We don't know much about how things are here. So we are here to listen to you, and we'd like to ask you, can you please help me, point me in the right direction? So these are the two things. You're connecting with people. Why me? You're going to be saying, because of your expertise, and I would like you to point me in the right direction after you listen to a little bit of what I have to say. So this is how you build a successful network of contacts in Canada, okay? Through this type of behavior, right? We have other videos here. We're just putting here in the description for you. So we have at least 2 other videos here that you should get into more details of some of these topics we discussed today, okay? Good luck.